A big day on Capitol Hill for our local politicians. Between the president's address tonight and the mayor's hearing tomorrow, a local Democrat is choosing not to attend the president's address. And Paris is live in Washington, D.C. with more on her reason. Paris?
Yeah, Sylvia, there's a lot of tension in the nation's capital given the situation in Ukraine, given the tariffs going into effect today, given the federal worker firings and the DOGE cuts. And that debate over whether or not to attend tonight's joint session is really being had right now in the Democratic caucus. One senior member of the Illinois Democratic delegation, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, says she's made her decision, she has heard enough, and she will boycott.
I'm going to watch what he says. I'm going to watch it, but I don't want to be in the room with someone who has done so much intentional harm on the American people, on people in my district. And I did hear from many of them who said, why would you go? Why would you go to a meeting where this president is speaking?
And we spoke with other Congress members that had a different point of view. They say they want to be there. They want to see the dissatisfaction. They want the cameras to see the dissatisfaction on their faces. They want to see President Trump noticing that they won't be getting up and applauding at some of these lines. Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy says he will be there with props showing how much egg prices have gone up. Other Congress people are talking about wearing pink, some of the women in the delegation. There are rumblings that there will be some kind of coordinated protest among Democrats, but they're keeping that very close to the vest. Now, shifting gears to tomorrow, Wednesday morning, Mayor Brandon Johnson, along with the mayors of New York, Denver, and Boston, will be testifying before the House Oversight Committee on sanctuary cities. This is set to be a blockbuster hearing as you look at some of the members on that committee, Congresswomen like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, and Congressman Jim Jordan on the other side, folks like Ayanna Pressley and AOC. So the city of Chicago in the spotlight, sanctuary policies protecting undocumented immigrants in the spotlight. Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy is also on that oversight committee panel. He will be questioning Mayor Johnson, and here is his advice for the mayor.
This is in part going to be an attack on Chicago that's going to be staged tomorrow. And as you know, we Chicagoans don't appreciate those types of broadsides. I think, Mayor Johnson should tell a story, should do it in a dignified fashion, should be able to answer the questions fully. And my biggest concern is that this hearing is going to be used as a wholesale attack on immigration.
And that is the expectation, that some of these members of Congress use this as a platform to sort of showcase their views for social media and for cable news. Sylvia, between tonight's speech and tomorrow's hearing, a lot of buzz here in the nation's capital.
Paris, with that being known that this is an opportunity for those leaders to express their views, Mayor Johnson didn't have to go. Did he say exactly why he chose to go? And is there a lot on the line with his testimony tonight?
There is a lot on the line with his testimony, and you're right, Sylvia, he didn't have to go, especially considering the fact that the Department of Justice has sued the city of Chicago over its sanctuary city policy, so he could have easily said, you know what, I'm party to a lawsuit, I don't want to comment on pending litigation, and indeed we might hear that out of him a lot tomorrow, but he says he's here because he wants to showcase how undocumented immigrants and the immigrant community built Chicago, how important immigrants are to Chicago's economy, and we talked about Little Village. It's essential to a Little Village's economy. He's been talking a lot with Mayor Lori Lightfoot, former mayor, we're told, who has been coaching him up on how to handle this, on what to say. She says she's very interested in Chicago putting on its best face tomorrow. So she is helping the mayor. They have not seen eye to eye on many things, but on this, they agreed that Chicago and the sanctuary city policies have to be put in a positive and a realistic light in this hearing tomorrow.
So Mayor Johnson is a good speaker. He's the son of a pastor. We know he can handle himself very well. He's going to be representing, I should say, Chicago, when a lot of Chicagoans aren't necessarily giving him high approval ratings at this time. Do you think this could be helpful to him to boost his approval back here at home now that he's going to be on a national stage?
And certainly, Sylvia, that's really insightful as to why the mayor chose to be here. It might be politics. It might be, a way to boost his profile, to say, I'm defending Chicago, and Chicagoans like that. But, 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez said he wants the mayor to amend the sanctuary city ordinance. He wants to allow Chicago police to work with federal immigration officials if they apprehend violent criminals. Right now, they can't do that. So there's a big split not only across the country on this issue, but in the city of Chicago as well. So all eyes on tonight. We're going to have that speech, I think, about 7:15 Chicago time, and then tomorrow we'll have wall-to-wall reaction. Sylvia?
Yeah, we look forward to your report. Thanks so much, Paris. And those of you at home should know that Paris will be in Washington following this story. He's going to have his updates for us on the mayor's testimony, airing tonight at Fox 32 News at 4, 5, and 9, and then, of course, online as well.